From Nigeria to South Africa, the same story repeats. Heartbreak, loss, tears.
It actually puts me into financial loss. I mean financial loss, I'm talking in millions.
Why do people keep falling for scams again and again in Africa?
The story of BHI Trust, one of South Africa's biggest Ponzi schemes, continues to unravel.
Imagine losing money to one scam, then losing again the next year. How does this keep happening?
Actually, I didn't get any money, but I lost a huge amount of money, like $1 million+.
Maybe it's because some people claim they are making money. Some are even buying cars. And on social media, you hear things like,
stop taking financial advice from broke people. If they can't help themselves financially, then how exactly are they supposed to help you?
You see, that's right there. That's the perfect setup for a scam. Now, when you think, well, at least when I think of a pyramid or Ponzi scheme, I imagine poorly designed website, sketchy messages, and just an overall low quality vibe. But that was not the case when I got scammed by a company called Crowd1 back in 2020. Oof, that was a very good ad, I must say. Like many people, falling for scam was very painful. I knew it wasn't going to work within 5 minutes of sitting through their business opportunity lectures. Admittedly, I was pressured into investing a small amount in Crowd1 against my will. Still, I got scammed. And here's what's very crazy and very obvious. Every money-making scheme eventually turns to a money-losing one. So, this is not just another explainer video. It's not one that simply tells you, if it sounds too good to be true, don't invest. No, I want to convince you that you can be scammed. No matter how smart you are, no matter your background, no matter your education or your experience, you can be scammed. So, let's start from the very beginning. There's no way we're going to continue this video without doing some definitions. Yeah, it might sound a bit boring, but stick with me, I'll make it worth your while. In fact, I'll reward with a video of a newscaster struggling to pronounce one of the Ponzi schemes.
Yeah, boy.
The term Ponzi scheme comes from a man named Charles Ponzi, who put off one of the biggest financial crimes in the 1920s. He promised investors wild returns like 50% profits in 45 days or 100% in 90 days by investing in something called international reply coupons. Now, here's the trick. In a Ponzi scheme, the organizer doesn't actually invest in anything. They just take money from new investors and use it to pay old investors and make it look as though the system works. On the flip side, the pyramid scheme is more blatant and clear. Participants do not make money from products or investments, but by recruiting more people underneath them. Each level feeds the one above it, and that is how money flows. Honestly, this explanation is getting a bit boring. Just know this, in a Ponzi, the organizer handles the illusion, and in a pyramid, the pressure is on you to bring others. Either way, it looks like a pyramid, even if they swear it's not. So as promised, here's the newscaster struggling.
Same reasons why you saw the failure of MMM, the reason why you saw the failure of Umana, that of Pennywise, that was Helping Hand, or Helping Help, and so many other names they've devised.
It's April 2025, and Nigerians have lost about 1.3 trillion naira, that's around $800 million, to a fraudulent platform called Crypto Bridge Exchange, or CBEX for short.
CBEX, a trading app that promised to double people's money in 30 days, has crashed. Many Nigerians woke up to see their money gone and they couldn't withdraw anything.
Over 600,000 Nigerians are believed to have lost money. CBEX came in hot. Launching in July of 2024, they claim to help people trade crypto and promising an unbelievable 100% return in 30 days. And it didn't stop there. They introduced referral bonus, tier rewards. The more people you brought in, the more you earn. Sound familiar, right? Yeah. That's the classic Ponzi setup we talked about. People sold their land just to invest, others threw in their life savings, hoping for a miracle. Even Nigerians living abroad sent money in. It's heartbreaking. I even know someone who borrowed money from me to invest in it. So technically, yeah, I got scammed too, I guess.
Yeah, boy.
Now, CBEX played it smart. All investments were in US dollars with a minimum of 100 USD. People will send money to a dedicated crypto wallet, and in return, they see a balance that kept going up. Now, here's the catch. That balance, it was all fake. Just numbers on screen. And after it crashed, people started asking questions. Then CBEX introduced something new.
The app later asked users to pay a verification fee to get their money back.
Yes, a verification fee. Pay $100 to unlock your $1,000. Pay $200 to unlock your $2,000. Another trick to squeeze even more money from already desperate victims. There's actually a lot more to this story. If you want to dig deeper, I recommend checking a video from Don Azar on YouTube. I think really did justice in breaking it all down. Why are you seriously this dumb? What do you mean? You fell for MMM back in 2016, then Loom or Luna, then Rackstally, then Crowd1, and now CBEX. How many times do you need to lose before you learn? I'm not dumb, okay? I just thought I could make money before it crashed. I needed money to pay for my school fees, and I thought maybe I could just get $100. No, that's not logical.
$200.
That's not logical at all. You have lost so much to debt so many times, and yet you still keep my fault. I don't understand why. I just don't. Honestly, I can't help you this time. I need this money. Is something you've planted. Just reap what you've sown. Honestly, I don't even know what to say again. That is the conversation a lot of people have after getting scammed. It is filled with denial, guilt, justification, and shame. But underneath all, there's a deeper problem, one we need to talk about. People have said many times that greed is the reason people fall for Ponzi scheme. Some even admit that they knew it wouldn't last, but they just wanted to be part of the lucky ones who cashed out before it crashed. But I say there are millionaires and billionaires who build their wealth on greed. Why are they not getting caught up in these scams? Then some say it's financial illiteracy. Yeah, maybe. But what about developed countries like the US, where education is widely accessible? People still get scammed just as often. So if it's not greed and if it's not financial illiteracy, what is it? I say it is vulnerability.
I declare bankruptcy!
No, not bankruptcy. Vulnerability. The dark psychology behind most scams is rooted in people being vulnerable. Falling for a scam is multifactorial. That's just fancy English for saying many things cause it. But I'd argue that being vulnerable is a major one.
The reason why I said it's human nature is, Olamide, I don't think you've been poor in your life. I don't think you've ever been at that point whereby this is the miracle that you've been praying for. I've been on the other side, right? So I can understand the psychology and the psyche, why these guys are doing what they're doing.
Scams work well on people who are poor because they need money. They need a way out fast. It's the same reason love scams work so well on many lonely people in the US. Everybody needs something, and scammers prey on those needs to get what they want. So when you say, if it's too good to be true, don't invest, what vulnerable people actually hear is, this could solve my problem, let me try. Logic doesn't work on someone who is vulnerable. Vulnerability is emotional, and the solution has to speak to that emotion. And that's exactly what scammers do. They paint a beautiful picture, the perfect house, the perfect life. They give you a dream when you didn't even have one. And to make it feel real, they rent buildings, set up fake offices, and get flashy credentials. They don't just scam you, they sell you a lifestyle. That's the psychology. This is why people fall for scams over and over again. So yes, greed and lack of education plays a part, but you can be greedy and never fall for a scam. To fall for one, you first have to be vulnerable. And we have to acknowledge that no matter who you are, you can be scammed. In fact, the moment you believe you can't, that's when you are most vulnerable. You see, everyone is vulnerable about something, and scammers prey on that. So what can we do? Because telling people don't be vulnerable is like telling someone in a flood not to get wet. It doesn't work. We need to come at this from three sides: emotional, educational, and structural. First, emotional. Most people fall for scam because they are in survival mode. They need money, they are stuck, they are afraid. And when you are in that space, you don't care about red flags. You just want a way out. That's why community support, real financial help, and even just someone to talk to. These things actually matter. They reduce desperation, and when you reduce desperation, you reduce risk. Second, education, but not just how to budget or how to save. I'm talking teaching people how to spot lies, how to recognize manipulation, how to ask questions like, who is running this? What is their history? Can I verify any of this? Scams thrive in silence. The more we talk about them, the harder it gets for scammers to win. And third, structural. Scammers come back every year with new names, new brands, new lies because nothing happened to them. No jail time, no real consequences. This has to change. People need to see that fraud doesn't just carry shame, it carries real cost. Laws have to work. Enforcement has to be fast. And most of all, victims need to see justice. Because at the end of the day, hope isn't the problem. The problem is when hope gets hijacked by lies. So instead of just asking, why do people fall for scams? Let's ask a better question. How do we make hope safe again? Alright, DVD editor here. It seems I forgot to add the subscribe part to the video. So please, if you really enjoyed this video, please subscribe. I really put in a lot of work and I have so many videos I'm working on. So please subscribe to see more. And you can also check my last video I made months ago on Wikipedia. And yeah, see you in the next one. Thank you very much. Yeah, goodbye.